Shalom Israel. First, opening of all praise and glory honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Makakadash. Everyone see Apostle of the Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to one-third of Israel. And for this lesson, I want to title it, Your Gun Ain't Gonna Save You. Alright, or something like that. And, Jake is so heavily reliant on, weapons, thinking that, these weapons are going to save you. Well, what can it do, or what can a gun do, to a sound wave? You get hit with a fucking a radio frequency fucking weapon, and vomiting blood and shit like that. And I'm about to read it in here in this post, which says breaking Venezuelan security officer breaks his silence and exposes the U.S. weapons used against Maduro raid. Alright, and I'm really gonna skip because I'm driving and whatnot. But it says security guard. It says on the day of the operation, we didn't hear anything coming. We were on guard, but suddenly all our radar systems shut down without an explanation. The next thing we saw were drones, a lot of drones flying over our positions. We didn't know how to react. Alright, skipping down. It says after those drones appeared, some helicopters arrived, but there were very few. I think barely 8 helicopters. From those helicopters, soldiers came down, but a very small number, maybe 20 men. Those men were technologically very advanced. They didn't look like anything we had fought against before. Alright, and that's a thing that comes to mind is like Call of Duty, the new Black Ops, where like advanced warfare. Alright, you seen the dude on the cover. That nigga started jumping, had just high quality or very technical gear. Alright, you would jump, run on walls, just like that. Super soldiers ultimate. And that's what Esau is about to come down with. Alright, Revelation 12:12. Revelation 12:12 isn't just gonna be some niggas with swords. No, like these niggas coming in with some shit we ain't never seen before, really. Because this is Esau's last hurrah, to try and get us. Alright, and that's why Isaiah 59:19 is written. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, then shall the Spirit of the Lord lift up a standard against them. Alright, you look up that word standard, it goes into spiritual power, to put to flight, to cause to disappear, to hide. Alright, so that's what we need. We need Yahweh Shemel Shai to deliver us. Alright, simply put. It's not all because I got stuck up on bullets. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And I'm gonna keep reading this, but none of that shit is gonna save you. That shit, bro, that's like sticks and stones with Esau. Like that's little shit. The gun. Like this nigga got he got like heart attack guns. Alright? Like this nigga got some shit. Alright? But I'm gonna keep reading. It says and then interviewer, it says, and then the battle began. The security guard said yes, but it was a massacre. We were hundreds, but we had no chance. Like hundreds compared to, as he said, around 20 men that were technologically advanced. Like, bro, them niggas that was going crazy. It says we were hundreds, but we had no chance. They were shooting with such precision and speed. It seemed like each soldier was firing 300 rounds per minute. We couldn't do anything. Alright, well, you don't even got a fucking, or Jake talking about a switch and whatnot. Whoa, your gun is not firing 300 rounds per minute. Alright, your little fucking Smith & Wesson ain't doing all that. Alright. But if you keep reading, it says no help at all, because it wasn't just weapons. At one point, they launched something. I don't know how to describe it. It was like a very intense sound wave. Suddenly, I felt like my head was exploding from the inside. We all started bleeding from the nose. Some were vomiting blood. We fell to the ground, unable to move. So what do you do in that situation? You know, when Esau about to roll on your block and he just hit your whole hood with a fucking sound wave, and then all you niggas is just fucking bleeding from the sinuses. You know, you can't do shit. That's why we need Yahweh Shemi outside. We need divine intervention. Alright, we need spiritual power, from on high. Alright, and to quickly quote a precept, Daniel 12:1. At that time shall Michael stand up to fight for the children of Israel, if you paraphrase, ultimately for the elect. Because when you read Jeremiah 36, a time like never before, or 37, a time like never before, Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Now he's talking about the elect. Alright, there's gonna be a standard lifted up for the elect. Despite all the weaponry Esau has, despite all this shit. Alright, and it's gonna be a glorification for Yahweh Shemi outside. Because why do you think Esau has this shit? Why do you think Esau is developing weapons, robots, drones, all these advanced warfare for just a quote unquote moral, right? Because he knows what it is. He knows what's coming. Alright, he knows that spiritual power is coming. Hence why he look at his superhero movies. What do you think that's all based on? It's based on the scriptures. Alright, but I'm gonna keep reading. It says, "In your comrades, did they manage to resist?" It says, "No, not at all. Those 20 men, without a single casualty, killed hundreds of us. We had no way to compete with their technology, with their weapons. I swear, I've never seen anything like it. We couldn't even stand up after that sonic weapon or whatever it was." So, like, what do you do in that situation? If you don't have help from Yahweh Shemi outside, you're through. Alright? Bro. Oh my gosh. Fucking traffic. But it says, so do you think the rest of the region should think twice before confronting the Americans? It says, without a doubt, I'm sending a warning to anyone who thinks they can fight against the U.S. It says, after they had... It's like I'm reading, I'm trying to, focus on the road. But it says, they have no idea what they're capable of. After what I saw, I never want to be on the other side of that again, and not to be messed with. And that's ultimately the pride of Esau. Esau think that, just because I got this, no one can stop me. Which, hey, he's that big ass bully that whom the Lord is setting up for the greatest fall. Alright? But I want to get some scriptures right quick. Just quoted some. Alright, this is Psalms 44 and 5. It says, through thee will we push down our enemies, through thy name. The name is very important. You read Proverbs 18 and 10. The righteous, the Lord, the name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and are safe. Alright. It says, through thy name we will tread them under that rise up against us. Alright. And who's about to rise up against us? Alright, Esau, Edom, and his minions. Alright, these soldiers that he's about to send on Jake. Alright, because you remember 2nd Ezra 16 chapter, I believe it's the 68th verse. There should be a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So persecution is coming. Alright, it's not just gonna be thing of just public shame. It's going to be a thing of they want to get you. Alright? If you don't have Yahweh Shemi outside, you're through. But as we right here, through thy name, through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us. Alright, so the name Yahweh Shemi outside, the Lord is going to lift up a standard for certain individuals of the elect. It says, "For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me." And mind you, this is King David saying this. King David, what they say in after his wars, Saul killed his thousands, David killed his tens of thousands. All right, and so King David, he was a cold man. All right, he was a man of war. He knew how to he knew how to fight. But guess what? He didn't rely on that. So you Pookies and Ray Rays thinking that a gun gonna save me. Well, Pookie and Ray Rays, if y'all don't repent, y'all throw. We ain't talking about you. All right, but I'm talking about you Israelites that put your trust in a sword. All right, trust in a gun. We got the Lord. He promised spiritual powers. All right, spiritual powers is written. All right, someone got to get him. So, and if you're serving Yahweh from the outside, hey, that might be us, Lord willing. Because I say it might because not every individual of the elect is gonna get spiritual power. Some Israelites, some of the elect are gonna get taken to these camps, these sea camps, concentration camps, and to be tried. Revelation 2:10. All right. But at the end of the day, this nigga is going down. All right. It says, I'll keep reading. It says, "But thou hast saved us from our enemies, and hast put them to shame that hated us." All right. But let me go back to this. Fuck you, Satan. But I'll just stop it there. Let me go to 793 and 8. It reads, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. My determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even on my fierce anger." Even on my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. All right, but that's what we're commanded to do. It says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey." All right, and mind you, these devils are afraid. They're afraid. All right, because like I said, why would they be, doing all these advancements and in his weaponry, just to get quote unquote ordinary men, just to get those crazy men on the highways and byways, because they know spiritual power is coming. All right, there's even an account of this one dude. He was in Africa. They said, I forgot exactly what the story was called, but basically he was in Africa, and he was doing miracles, and they found out, and they tried to kill him. They shot him, blah blah blah, and he rejuvenated. And then they quote unquote killed him, chopped him up, and spread his body across the world. And they were having a council, I guess, and then he came in. He said, I see you're trying to get rid of me. Don't worry, I'll go. But just know in the future there's going to be many more like me. All right, so spiritual power is coming, bro. These niggas, Esau, they know what it is. They know it's coming. All right. But we have help from on high. We have Yahweh from outside. All right. And mind you, the Lord is the one who blessed Esau with the sword, pursuing the Genesis. The fatness of through thy sword. Basically, Esau, he conquered this world through the sword, and he's living with the fatness of the earth, right? And then the Lord blessed him with that, mind you, right? But the sword is also going to be this nigga's downfall, all right? That sword I'm talking about, because the sword is just a weapon, all right? And these ICBMs is coming to destroy Babylon at the end of the day. alongside with the fire from the chariots. But let me read Isaiah 41, and then I'll probably end it off. I don't want to make this too long, but we gonna need help from on high. Yahweh Shemi outside, He got us, and that's what we gotta believe. Isaiah 41:10, it says, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness." All right, so the Lord said He's going to help us. You're not going to leave us stranded. Because if the Lord is taking care of us now, how much more when things get drastic. All right, when our life is on the line. We're gonna need some more miracles. And the Lord said He's going to do it. We got to believe it. It says, "Behold, all they that were increased against thee shall be shamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing. And they that strive with thee shall perish. Thou shalt seek them and shall not find them. Even them that contend with thee, they that war against thee shall be as nothing and as a thing of naught." And what does it say in Leviticus? 10, one man shall put 1,000 to flight. Roughly paraphrasing. Slack if I misquoted it. But that's power right there. All right, and them blessings is coming upon us. All right, we're in a transition period. All right, 2nd Ezra 6:9. "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." Deuteronomy 30:7. All these curses come upon our enemies. So a major power shift is coming. Everything it's flipping. This nigga's going down and we rising up. Alright. It says, "For I, the Lord, thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel." Alright. It says, and let me keep reading. It says, "Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small. So make the hills as chaff." Right, that right there is spiritual power. So the Lord is gonna activate, men of the Lord, with spiritual power ultimately, to get busy. All right, now ultimately we all gonna get spiritual power, in the kingdom, but you're gonna have certain men on this side that's gonna get spiritual power. All right, hey, we just hope to be one of them. All right, but we gotta believe and keep striving ultimately. So, I don't want to make this too long. Hopefully this is well said and edifying. But with that, I want to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh Shemi outside. Next time, shalom.